right? What are some of the advantages of being able to better understand where resilience resides within this population, how we might be able to strengthen it, how and where resilience might be lost, so that we can better understand this, so that we can provide those sorts of recommendations about how we carry out assessments, how we better develop programs, how we evaluate our programs, that we continue to learn about how to be able to strengthen resilience within this population, so that we promote greater well-being, is what we saw within the theory of change. Okay? So a few points before you break up in groups to keep in mind, right? So just make note here in terms of that unit of measurement. I think Greg pointed out that a lot of the work with regard to resilience to date, in terms of how we go about measuring it, has been focused at the household level. And I think we've discussed as well here that if you just focus on at a certain level, that you might be able to strengthen resilience at that level, right? But without taking into consideration higher systems, institutions, and governance, that you're not going to be able to bring that resilience to scale, right? So Catherine pointed out what was happening in Haiti before the earthquake, where we started to see some of those development indicators improving. But if we're not targeting our interventions with regard to where resilience resides within that system, we might get some short-term positive results. But when that triggering event, that change occurs, right, those gains aren't sustained. So we want to be able to have you start thinking about perhaps those points of intervention within your population. And the point here is that when you leave next week, and tomorrow we're going to sit down with you to have each of the innovation labs develop your work plan. So today and this morning, you might discuss, what's happening in Ghana, what's happening in Senegal, what's happening in Niger, in terms of that population of focus. But we want you to go back and ground truth it, right? So go back to your university, go back to your communities, and set up focus groups of stakeholders that represent the diversity within the community, right? From the government sector, from the private sector, from academia, from other broad sectors of civil society, to really make sure that that population that you're focusing on, or that you would like to use the resources available within the RAN, is something that has broad buy-in within your community, right? Because we're looking at here where it's not just a one-time intervention. We want to have you go in to better understand what's happening in the community. And as we've discussed here, going into years 2, 3, 4, and 5, there will be actions that result from our recommendations. There could be investments in terms of supporting innovation and technology, targeting that unit of focus. Okay? And we're going to want you to go back and measure to see whether what we're recommending, what we are supporting in terms of interventions, is having an impact. We want to be able to measure that. So also, when you're thinking about this unit of measurement, think about how we're going to measure as well. And we're going to spend some time, and Nancy and Apollo and Ibrahim will talk about assessment tools and methodologies, and perhaps existing data sets that we can use, but also what novel data sets that currently aren't being collected that would round out and complement the analysis in terms of your unit of focus and your unit of measurement. Okay? So before we break up into groups, as I pointed out here, it's we're running just 5 minutes, 10 minutes behind, but you're going to have an hour. Okay. Now let me ask you: is an hour too much time, or not enough time? Because I know that you have busy schedules. Hopefully you've read the materials and had an opportunity to think about this. We do want you to come back after the hour or so to present maybe 15 minutes out to your colleagues, to have us within this group here better understand the varying perspectives, both regionally and nationally. So, is an hour appropriate?
Let's start with an hour.
Yes? Yeah. Okay. Any questions in terms of this step one?